Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to go over week 9 in this video. So looking at the overview here of the week, overview of our schedule, you can see that we are continuing that round of online Parlor. Some people are going to be doing the synthesis for that Parlor, which you turned in last week. And then you have a talk back on Wednesday. So this Parlor is really interesting because you get to see how people's research has changed their topic at this point in the research process, and where their inquiry-based research process has led them. And it's somewhat connected to what you're going to be doing for peer response to Research Log 4. So you'll want to go back to your group's Research Log 4 in their folder and help them find any new questions or opportunities, any new directions that they might take on their topic. So at this point in the research process, we have 2 more research logs to go, and people can, it's very common at this point for students to tell me that they're finding stuff that all says the same thing. So what you want to do is think about how could you come at your topic from an unexpected angle. What's something that you hadn't considered about your topic yet, or something that's connected to your topic that you haven't found an article on yet? So hopefully your writing team can help you with that this week. Is helping you find new angles on your topic as you go forward with the last 2 research logs. So for Research Log 5, what you're going to do is for your first source, you need to look back on sources that you've already used and look for in any notes sections or hyperlinks a source that it links to. Okay, so for example, if you should have used an article from the Atlantic. They are great at hyperlinking sources all throughout the article. So anything that was hyperlinked within that article may be a great source for you. So you could use that. Another thing you could do is if you have an academic article from one of the journals we looked at earlier in our research logs, look at their reference list or notes section at the end and see if there's any sources there that seem like they might be helpful to you. Or another idea is to look at TED Talks, and oftentimes on TED Talks the speaker has created a list and it's usually called further reading or a reading list, and so that's a great place to look for sources as well. So the speaker has found or has put together a list of sources that help you better understand what they are talking about. All right, and then for your second source, you can go back to any of the previous research methods that we've used already for Research Logs 1 to 4. So, if you want to find another article from Bad Ideas About Writing, you can do that as long as it's one that we have not been assigned to read in class. Same thing goes for the TED Talks. Please don't include any TED Talks that you've already been assigned to to watch and discuss in class so far. Find new ones that I haven't already assigned for you. Okay, you want to go back to the Atlantic and find something, that's fine. If you want to use Google Scholar again, that's fine. So whichever method you think would work best for you at this point, you can go ahead and use that. All right, and I just want to remind people that when you are submitting your research logs, you must submit the link to get credit, to get graded for it, because I don't go just looking through all your Google folders to see if you've added more to your Google Doc. That would take me a very long time. So to let me know that you've completed your research log, you've got to submit the link this way. So first, what you'll want to do, once you have finished Research Log 5, go up to your table of contents, hit that refresh button, and then in your table of contents, this is what it should look like. If you hover over Research Log 5, you should see the option to copy the link. Please do that, copy that link, and submit that to Canvas. Okay. All right. So for Wednesday, we're going to start looking forward to some of the stuff you'll be doing for the Reader's Guide. And you're going to start thinking about how your sources all work together. So for this activity, you're going to use, well, let me skip up here. Let me not skip down there yet. I want you to read over the Reader's Guide overview again. So you've already looked at this, but I want you to refresh your memory of what you're going to be doing for the Reader's Guide. So the Reader's Guide is how you're going to present your research, and that takes the place of the typical research paper that you may be used to. Part of the Reader's Guide is the editor's introduction. This is the main essay that you'll be doing the main essay that you'll be writing about your research. So I want you to note that in the editor's introduction, there are 3 sections. And what we're doing here in this activity will help you with section 2, where you talk about how your sources all work together. So you're going to need any 10 pieces of small pieces of paper. So whether it's index cards or sticky notes, if you want to rip up some paper, that's fine. And so you're going to, on each card, follow these instructions. So you're putting a little bit about each of your sources on the card. And then you're going to arrange your cards into groups or categories. You generally want to have at least 3 categories. I would say 3 to 4 categories is what you want to aim for. And you cannot have your categories be either pro or con or positive and negative. That is too simple of a classification for your sources, okay? So your research, hopefully you found that your topic is more complicated than just being pro and con. So if you do put it into pro or con or positive, negative, you're going to be asked eventually to redo those categories. So think a little bit more broadly about the way your sources are working together. This is a former student's picture that they did, and you can see their topic was, we had a different theme for the class, so their topic is different than yours, but you can see how they categorized or created categories that moved beyond positive and negative. So you're going to go through all these steps, and then I want you to finally take a picture of your categories, and you will include this next week in Research Log 6. So you're not going to turn this into me today or on Wednesday. Instead, you will include it in Research Log 6. If you look ahead, you'll see that I ask you to include the picture in that final research log. Okay. And then on Friday, we have the Composing Processes Studio. And this walks you through this. So this is really important as we start thinking about putting together the editor's introduction, the main piece of writing that you're doing. So this lays a good foundation for the way that we approach the beginning drafts in the class. Okay. Okay, so any questions, please let me know, and I hope you all have a great week.